Good morning, everyone. We will begin the morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters, asking God and Meishu-sama for protection and the permission to participate today in the divine plan of constructing a paradise on this earth. Let us pray together the Amatsu-Norito Prayer of Heaven, followed by the Miroku Prayer. Please stand. Taka-ama-gara-ni gamzumarimasu. Kamuro-gi kamuro-mi no mikoto mochite sumemi oya kamuri-sanagi no mikoto tsukushi no imuka no tachihana no odo no ahagi harani ubisogi harai tamo utoki ni narimaseru Haraido no kami tachi moro moro no magago to tsunike gare o harai tamae kiyome tamae toma o sukoto no yoshi o amatsu kami kunitsu kami yao yorosu no kami tachi tomo ni ame no fuji koma no mimi kurita tete aki koshi meseto kashi komi muma osu Miroku Omni Kami Mamori Tamare Saki Hare Tamare Miroku Omni Kami Mamori Tamare Saki Hare Tamare Ushie Oya Nushi no Kami Mamori Tamare Saki Hare Tamare Oshie mi oya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Kum nagara tamachi haemase. Kum nagara tamachi haemase. Great God of light, creator and giver of all light, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we lead your truth given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized, with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great work. Please be seated. We will now receive group Johrei. Johrei is now concluded. We will now listen to a reading from Meishu-sama's teachings. Good and evil. Those who see clearly, identifying right as right and wrong as wrong, have genuine vision. Fortunate are the ones who know that even if some succeed in fooling others, they can never hide the truth from God's eyes. Foolish are the ones who sow the seeds of evil, not realizing the suffering they will inevitably reap. Even though a person may commit a wicked deed and completely succeed in deceiving others, one cannot deceive oneself. More importantly, since each human being is connected to God by a spiritual cord, anything we do is known to God and is indelibly recorded in the spiritual world. Thus, it can truly be said that no crime goes unnoticed.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining the morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters, for joining our prayers for world peace. This morning, the faith experience I want to share with you is from Edith Ferreira da Silva. She's from the Vila Sônia Johrei Center in São Paulo. Prior to being introduced to our church, Edith has been suffering from severe emotional problems. She experienced severe bouts of and anguish that affected her breathing and often lasted as long as 3 days without interruption. There were also countless conflicts with her husband, as she relentlessly held him and other people responsible for her own personal problems. Edith could not accept that the origin of everything resided within her own being. In early November of 2020, while she was walking through her neighborhood, she was attracted by a message on a banner adjacent to a Johrei center that stated, "Johrei, energy that generates happiness." Curious, she went inside to ask for more information. Edith was welcomed by a missionary who briefly explained what Johrei was about and offered it to her. From that point on, Edith began to visit the center once a week and start to participate in classes focused on our basic principles in order to develop a fundamental understanding of Meishu-sama's teachings. Concurrently, she embraced watching our daily online services. After 1 week, anguish disappeared, giving way to an immense sense of joy. Edith felt uplifted by the teachings that were studied in the weekly meetings, in which she had the opportunity to learn about Johrei, nature farming, and the importance of art and beauty in our lives and society in general. With the light received through our practices of faith, Edith awakened to set upon doing an introspective observation herself, wherein she realized how much she needed to change. She started this transformation paying attention to small details. She made efforts to be more patient and caring, and began to relate to her husband with more consideration and affection. Indeed, her husband noticed the changes in her attitude, demeanor, and actions, and even commented that she looked different. With that, their relationship began to harmonize. Convinced that she was in the right place, Edith expressed her desire to become a Johrei member and was blessed to receive the sacred focal point of Hikari in December of 2020. Since then, she has been regularly giving service at the Johrei Center, channeling Johrei at home, reading the teachings of Meishu-sama assiduously, and trying to improve herself every day. She no longer experiences the intensity of anxiety attacks and finds herself much calmer. Wonderfully, her married life is currently filled with harmony, peace, and happiness. She is certain that had not been for being introduced to our practice of faith and the understanding she acquired from Meishu-sama's teachings, that her marriage would surely have ended. Edith is very thankful to God, Meishu-sama, and her ancestors for allowing her to grow spiritually, to have developed the ennoblement of her character, and to have her life and that of her family enriched and transformed. Thank you very much for attending this morning service, for listening to this faith experience. I wish you a very wonderful day.
This brings to a conclusion our morning service. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We wish you a very blessed day.